I was able to make $1,200 in just 2 days trading in the back half of the week. And I want to show you the lessons that I pulled on Thursday to apply them on Friday's trades, because I think there was a lot of price action lessons and some good VWAP trades that I definitely want to go over here of how less is always more. It didn't take a whole bunch of trades. It took 2 trades today, a win and a loss. And then on the day on Friday, just 2 nice wins. So I want to go over the first one, though, on Thursday. So I think we'll go in this order of the first trade here. Now, this short, does that look like my best setup? If you've been here before, absolutely not. Is it a viable idea? It's an idea, but let's go over the open. We have buyers stepping control here. Some people actually had some nice scalps long here of buyers stepping back in control above this New York VWAP. I actually do like that setup. You're probably going to have to get out on this first break of opening range high, or want to, right? The rules would say so. But anyways, and it just consolidates for a while. So we're not just getting that pullback break for a new high. Pullback break for a new high. Buyers aren't really stepping in with a bunch of strength. So I think that got to me on the weakness of just maybe these lower highs. Why aren't buyers just ripping us higher? Then maybe we do go back lower, because we are below this previous day's New York VWAP in the dark blue, you can see, right? So we're not fully in bullish trends. So that's how I could maybe believe these shorts, right? All it would take is a break below this New York like we had temporarily to be back in full VWAP alignment for shorts. So although structurally, it's not a great short, because this is like the first time sellers are trying to step back in. The VWAP-wise, you can see in the bottom dashboard here, they're taking back both of their VWAPs. So it does stand as a viable short, but just not my best ones, especially when I've been so patient this morning. It's now 10:30. I've been waiting for the longs, and now I get suckered into a short. And as soon as I click sell, 4 minutes straight up, I bailed. I said, what are you doing? Why'd you even get in that? I'm on stream. Did I get impatient? Did I want to just take a trade? I don't know. But that's not your best looking trade. If I'm going to short it today, it's probably going to come after lower highs and lower lows. Not trying to catch the first break lower. So that's on me. We take the punch in the chin. It lessened the damage because it would have just played around and eventually stopped me out. Now, maybe something to be said was if I left that stop loss alone, maybe I could have bailed on it for a lesser loss. Maybe back down here for break even. But it was really just like a, I don't like this trade. I don't know why I even got in type of thing. Get me on out of this. This was stupid. Then we come back. Let me just long this thing. We've spent no time below this New York VWAP. So we have one attempt here when I tried to short it. Sellers try to take it. They can't. Sellers can't take it here. Why am I going to sell this thing? Right? We're not really making strong new highs either. So there's something to be said about that as well. But I can't sell this thing again. I just can't. Structure is still forming bullish on the bottom. I can't be concerned about these lower highs, potential lower highs, because what are we still doing underneath? Higher lows. So I made a point on that. We'll go over that in the next markup as well on how I read structure. If I'm looking for longs, I care about trending structure underneath, aka as long as we're still rising on the bottom, longs look good. So let me just long this thing at the very same view up that I sold it at, and we get a nice quick scalp. Give me my money back, because what was that short? But I could have just been green, right? Rather than trying to recover that loss from impatience, FOMO, whatever, lapse of judgment, because that's really not a good setup for me. Now, could I see why someone might want to try it? Sure. But with my setups, that is just not what I'm looking to take. This is what I'm looking to take, because there's money to be made on that bounce, and the one I take, just like there was money on this bounce. If you're playing the longs on the right side of VWAP with structure, that's where the easy money was. So we take that on Thursday. Now let's take it to Friday. Another long. Another VWAP setup with higher lows on the bottom. So same idea. There was potential money in here. Randy made some money long here. This is like into the news pop. But I really do love this setup in terms of same thing. First break of open range high. Often doesn't run. Let it pull back down. You now have 2 VWAPs stacked on top of each other of the New York and the previous day's New York. I know it's a different color on this markup. I'll fix that again. But 2 VWAPs as support, it breaks higher. It comes back down. Let's take in yesterday's lesson. 1 minute below the blue New York VWAP. 1 minute below. Sellers can't take this thing. Now, many people are going to shout about the top here. We're making lower highs. This can't possibly go higher. All of these lower highs, buyers are getting weaker. Well, what did we just say yesterday? And why did that cooked me yesterday? Let me just read and react to the fact that sellers cannot take this VWAP. They've spent 2 minutes below it. Every other time, buyers just pop us higher. So let me just buy this thing. Right? Keep things simple. It's tell me what to do. Let me not get in my own way and try to time the short of when sellers do step in. We have a lot of VWAPs in the way. previous days New York. If sellers do want to step in now, guess what? I'll short it down there, probably still make money. But everything over here is telling me buyers are in control on this dashboard. So I just got to look for longs and a nice scalp back up to previous structure. Same thing with this long we had yesterday, especially on this day. Look how rangy it is on top. I'm just trading to previous structure. When I'm trading pullbacks, I just want to trade to where we've been. I don't want to trade needing and hoping we get breakouts and strong rips. If they do, great. But I don't want that to be the determining factor if I make money or not. Because if you long it here, if you long it there, if you long it where I get out, longs do look good at that point, but they just don't carry. So you run the risk of just not making money because you were in the right direction, but not a good price. But if I can get price close to VWAP, then you can catch these little pops and anything else on top that it might have, if it does have, you know what I mean? So if you want to get close to VWAP, that's where the money is. That's where the consistent entries are. Screenshot that, save that, remember that. But the same lessons apply. We're still making higher lows on the bottom, then I'm not concerned about these lower highs until a lower low comes in with it, because we're still making higher lows on the bottom. Now, if we were making lower highs on top, I know I'm throwing a lot of terms around, until we're making a lower low with that, breaking these to the left, we're fine. We're still building bullish, right? Because then we'd have lower highs and lower lows. But right now we only have half the equation. So definitely keep that in mind. Then we make another new high. This is the trade we just went over. What does it want to do? Pull back to VWAP. I don't want to be longing it off of nothing, and you shouldn't want to either. It's very inconsistent that way to find runners that barely drift higher, where I know my consistent entries come off of this VWAP. And I'm even a little bit late. Not the end of the world, but a little bit away from the bounce. That again, since I am a little bit higher from the VWAP, scalpy, give me a little bit. Could I trade it up to the high? Sure. But I'm a little late. It's a little sprinkle on top from the win earlier. Everything is still buyers. Let me just realize my gains. Not let this thing float and come back down when it's been a pretty choppy morning. But yes, full of buyers. No doubt about that. You know. So make sure you check this out. As well as our new VWAP indicator is out. The thing you see on the bottom right here. The dashboard is going to show you everything that you need in terms of where price is in relation to its VWAPs on 3 tickers. I obviously have the 3 indices that I watch. But you could change them if you wanted to. Put oil on there or gold or silver, whatever. But if you want to learn more information on this and get it on your charts, tune into streams, watch how we're using it. And you can also get it yourself with the link in my bio, as always. And like I said, these are on my top 1 futures accounts. I'm trading 3 50K instant fundeds right now. And I have 1 Ignite account. I just haven't started it yet. So we'll probably start that by the time you're watching this. But that's the focus. That's where I'm trading these trades here, you see. So making $1,200 across 2 days, not too bad, right? Battling it back, ending the day green, and then a nice Friday. 2 small wins. So I appreciate you guys tuning in. Make sure you check in the stream. Check out the top 1 sale as always. Code Evans always running the best deal. And see if you can get 60% off your first account. If you haven't bought one yet, a huge savings there. So always check it out. Like I said, it's always running the best deal. So I appreciate you guys. I'll see you guys on stream tomorrow morning.